Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. I hope you all are doing well. Today's video is a little special. It's a collection of moments from our National Day holidays. Nothing too planned, nothing fancy, just real life captured in small pieces. Last week we were away on a staycation. You might have seen that in the previous vlog. So this long weekend we decided to stay in Muscat and enjoy simple moments close to home. A few festive National Day vibes on the roads, some family time with our cousin who came all the way from Dubai, a short visit to the Sultan Qaboos Grand Mosque, and lots of quiet, cozy time at home. This vlog is more like a gentle diary, a mix of memories, conversations, a little reminders that even in busy seasons, we can always find small moments to breathe, to feel grateful, and to enjoy the people around us. Next day was one of those simple, everyday kind of days, the kind we usually don't talk about, but somehow they hold the most love. While I was doing my workout, my husband was feeding Lian, and honestly, watching the two of them together always warms my heart. My husband has this gentle patience that babies can feel. Lian eats so well when he feeds him, and both of them were even watching my own video while eating. These moments make me smile. Later that evening, a parcel I had been waiting for finally arrived from Trendyol. My new cast iron pan in the most beautiful green color and a couple of fitted sheets. I got the pan during a sale, so the price was amazing. And the fitted sheets I ordered from the same seller as before because the quality was just too good for the price. Both are floral prints, and you know how much I love florals. I'll leave the link in the description box for anyone interested. Whenever I get a new cast iron pan, I always wash it first with warm water and a little dish soap using a sponge, just to remove any factory residue. Then I heat it up and apply a thin layer of oil. This step is so important, and it's something I do after every time I cook. Seasoning is what makes cast iron last a lifetime. And honestly, if you love your cast iron, you will make time to care for it. Otherwise, it can feel like a lot of work. But for me, it's worth it. Washing the fitted sheets with a little soap. These are nothing special, but small routines that can make your home feel neat, cozy, and fresh. For dinner, we had homemade biryani. Only rice was left because all the chicken was already finished during lunch. And that's okay. Even simple food tastes good when you're tired and relaxed at the same time. And that was for that day. Slow, homey, full of tiny joys that make family life feel beautiful. Next day began just the way I love, with our whole house still asleep. I've always enjoyed cooking breakfast in those quiet early hours. There's something peaceful about being the first one awake, freshening up quickly, stepping into the kitchen, and starting the day slowly at my own pace. I had this dosa batter in the fridge, the same one that I have been showing in every vlog, fermented and full of nutrition. But before anything else, I cleared the dish rack. I don't like seeing the dishes piled up on that rack because they block the beautiful morning sunlight that enters my kitchen. And that sunlight is like therapy. I started making dosa hot and crispy, just the way it tastes best. But to be true, these days I don't always have the patience to sit and enjoy it fresh from the pan. Life moves so fast, and all I want is to finish my work quickly so I can enjoy my free time, either alone for a bit of me time or with my family. Both are important and both are healing in different ways. A few drops of ghee make every dosa perfect for me. Boiled eggs are a must at breakfast for me and for everyone at home. Someone had asked for the red chutney recipe again, so here it is. It's the easiest, most flavorful chutney I make. I saute onions, garlic, tomatoes and curry leaves in coconut oil. If you have shallots, the flavor is even better, but I didn't have it that time. I added salt, Kashmiri red chili powder and a little tomato paste, which is completely optional. Once it has cooled slightly, I blended it with a hand blender, and that's it, simple and delicious. While I was cooking, my husband was doing the laundry and our elder boys helped him keep everything in place. A reminder that home is built together, not alone. Sometimes as mothers we feel like everything is our responsibility, but when everyone contributes in their own way, it creates a beautiful rhythm in the house and it makes life feel lighter. That night, my younger brother came to stay over. I had already planned to make his favorite brunch the next morning, but then I thought of preparing something light for dinner too. We ordered a few things from outside and I made a simple veg pizza style dish at home. Nothing heavy since my husband had ordered shawarma for everyone. For the dough, I mixed 1 cup warm milk with half cup warm water, then added sugar and yeast and let it activate. In another bowl, I kept around 3.5 cups of flour ready. Once the yeast was activated, I added olive oil, salt and slowly mixed in the flour. Kneaded it in my stand mixer, added a bit more flour and oil, and once it all came together, I transferred it to an oiled plate to knead again. Then I placed it in an oiled bowl, covered it with a wet cloth and let it rise for about 1 to 2 hours depending on the weather where you stay. While the dough was resting, I soaked some white rice for the next day's breakfast. I was planning to make oat dough. a traditional appam recipe and my brother's absolute favorite. Along with that, I wanted to prepare beef curry, which all of us love. Since it was a day off, we knew we would all wake up late, so brunch felt perfect. Once the dough had risen beautifully, I punched it down, kneaded again, and set it aside once again. For an instant pizza sauce, I mixed tomato paste, Kashmiri red chili powder, red chili flakes, oregano, paprika, dry parsley, dry basil, olive oil, salt, sugar, and a little vinegar. A quick stir, and the sauce was ready. I divided the dough unevenly because my baking trays were one large and one small. I flattened each portion, flipped it a couple of times, and shaped it to fit the trays. Now poke the dough with a fork. Spread the sauce on top. After this, I added toppings: onions, tomatoes, capsicum, and coriander. You can add your favorites, even non-veg too if you like. I added mozzarella cheese, but this is what all I had. So then I added cheddar slices and a bit of ranch. Everything is optional, but they made it so tasty. I baked it at 200 degrees Celsius for around 20 minutes. Once done, I added a few more cheese slices and kept it in the warm oven so they can melt gently. I did not turn on the oven. And that was dinner for the night. The dough turned out soft and full of flavor. Simple, homemade, and comforting. I made chamomile tea, and just then I remembered that I had cut the beef earlier and kept them in the fridge. So before sleeping, I cooked the beef in a pressure cooker with some spices, one whistle on high, then 20 minutes on low flame. It would make brunch the next day much easier. And when I finally lay down that night, I felt so relaxed. Just as I expected, I turned off my alarm and slept longer than I planned. My brother had to go to the clinic that morning and needed to leave by 11. And when I looked at the time, it was already past 9. Thankfully, I had cooked the beef the night before, and that saved me so much time. I've shown you this traditional appam recipe so many times, sometimes with fewer ingredients, sometimes with more, but today I kept it simple. Just soaked white rice, some cooked rice, hot water for blending so the texture becomes perfect, grated coconut, salt and little coconut oil. These are the basics for this appam. This is cooked in a traditional clay pot with a specific shape. Once the pot is super hot, I pour the batter in. When tiny bubbles appear, I close the lid and lower the flame. After the center looks cooked, I remove the lid and wait for a minute or two. That's the trick to getting it out easily. It looks complicated the first time, but once you get familiar, it becomes effortless. The only important thing is having a flame that heats the center of the pot as well. Now alongside, I started preparing beef curry. I had to multitask because my brother was running late, and multitasking is something motherhood slowly teaches us over time. How to manage time, how to handle pressure, and how to stay calm even when everything feels rushed. It's not something we learn overnight. It becomes a part of us. In my new cast iron pan, I heated coconut oil. Many of you always ask about the tiny black balls in my coconut oil bottle. They are whole black peppercorns. They help increase the shelf life of the oil. I sauteed onions first. Once the onions are soft, I added ginger, garlic and slit green chilies. When the raw smell disappeared, I added tomatoes and coriander leaves. A splash of hot water helps soften the tomatoes faster. Since all the spices were already in the beef, I didn't add any extra masala. Finally, I poured in 1 cup of thick coconut milk, mixed well and adjust the salt. And breakfast was served right on time. I was a bit tired after rushing around the kitchen, but I still wanted to clean up quickly so my mind would feel relaxed for the rest of the day. Later that day, I needed to change the sheets too, so I thought, why not show you all the new fitted sheets? My little boy follows me everywhere. Even though the house is full of people, he's always right beside me. And when I'm changing the sheets, he climbs onto the bed, giving me anxiety issues thinking he'll fall off the edge. But that's motherhood. Even in the small moments, our heart is always half working, half worrying, and fully loving. These cushion covers from IKEA are my favorite. I use them most of the time. But today I chose one that matched the new sheet. You might remember this design. I've shown the painting on this cover in a previous video. It was plain, so I had added some simple designs to it. The fitted sheet looked so pretty once spread out. They came in different colors too. I'll share the links in the description, so check them out if you like. Here's the second one I bought, washed, clean and ready to use. I'll show it in another video, and if you follow me on Instagram, you might have already seen a story about it. And that wraps up all the little moments from our long weekend. Nothing too special, nothing too fancy. Just slow days at home, relaxing, cooking, spending time with family and enjoying the chilly weather here. Sometimes weekends like these are the most peaceful. No plans, no rush, just living in the moment with the people we love. I hope you enjoyed watching today's video. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in my next one. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.